Hey everyone, Les here from BG Trading. Hope you are well. Today we'll be analyzing RENASCOR Resources, which the ASX code is RNU, as per trading in 15th of March 2022. This is the stock that has been broadly spoken about, and I'll be analyzing to share with you my thoughts whether this could be a potentially good opportunity to buy into a speculative stock and have exposure to graphite. Also, briefly understanding what exactly the company do and what is graphite so important for a battery as a battery material. So let's have a look. Just want to remind, this is not a financial advice, so please do your own due diligence before jumping into a trade. And most important, understand the fundamentals behind each of the stocks that you are going to be investing or trading. Now let's jump straight into this analysis. I actually have put together this analysis for our VIP member. I'm going to briefly talk about the fundamentals of the company and some catalytic announcements that we could potentially see in the next few months. So why it is so important? Because regardless of what the chart formation of this stock is, actually it is very important that we consider the chart formation. It's all about technical analysis as well. But regardless what pattern movement the chart is actually forming, the most critical fact that you really need to consider is whether the company is actually achieving each of the steps towards a production. To do so, there are so many steps that needs to be completed, from feasibility study to approvals, to offtake agreements, to commencement of the plant, and much more. So we want to understand exactly where RENASCOR Resources is at the moment. So just quick one, RENASCOR Resources is a graphite exploration company here in Australia. The flagship project is based in South Australia. So this is our first green tick. We love companies which has its project based in Australia. All right. So this is a little bit of the map. It's also available on the website for RENASCOR Resources. And then just a little bit of a strategy. So what you want to be is a vertical integrated a graphite producer. How they want to add value, not just from the production and extra extraction of the hardcore graphite, but also they want to do is turn this graphite into purified spherical graphite, which is then usable for it is actually a compound for the battery. So basically what they do, they could simply sell this graphite to another company that would purify it, but what they want to do is, that's what they call a vertical integrated company. They also will also process this graphite and turn into high purity graphite, which is then battery quality graphite. So RENASCOR has received a conditional approval from Australian government for 185 million loan under critical mineral facility. So obviously the government is facilitating companies like this to access cash. So by accessing cash, they can continue to develop their project. Also, as I mentioned before, by being a vertically integrated operation, the company will add, if they come to production, they will add two different values within the supply chain of a graphite, where another players will be just looking into extracting pure graphite and the hardcore graphite and selling to companies to process this graphite, which is not the case. Now they claim to have the world's second largest proven graphite reserve, which is right here in Australia. and the largest graphite reserve outside of Africa. Now, we all know the trouble of some African countries can be regarding bureaucratic procedures and corruption and everything if you producing your material in Africa. So the good thing about this company, it is Australian-based project, which is again, it is our biggest green tick here. Now, the favorable geology allowing manufacturing of pure spherical graphite at the cost they are competitive with the current Chinese production. This is another green tick, guys, because now most of the graphite come from China at the moment, and these guys, they claim to be able to produce graphite in competitive price with China. If that's so, then we could see a very, very bright future for RENASCOR Resources. Now, macroeconomics are extremely favorable as electric vehicle adoption is creating unprecedented global demand for batteries. Now, especially now with Ukraine and Russia war that has triggered oil energy prices to go through the roof, now we could see an even larger adoption for EV vehicles. So it's very, very interesting that this war could potentially even help the industry to become more bullish. Now, graphite prices keep increasing. Now, the interesting thing here is, now this is graphite concentrated prices. Now, when they extract the graphite, it comes as a concentrated graphite. So what they do then, they actually take the graphite, process through the method of processing, and then they purify it, and they turn this concentrated graphite into purified spherical graphite. Normally, when the company does it, they only able to utilize 50% of the production of the actual graphite concentrated. What this company does, they came up with this technology, and has even tested to be able to extract up to 60%. They claim 50%, but also they actually testing, and they're able to extract 60% of the what they call graphite flakes and turn into purified spherical graphite. Why purified spherical graphite is so important is because that goes directly into battery. They are battery quality graphite. Sivers is a unique project. And obviously, what they do, they say that all the concentration of the graphite are near surface, which makes it even cheaper to produce graphite. I have in the past analyzed companies that had similar sort of concentrated graphite available in the mines. However, they are actually based in Africa, which is a big, for me, it's always been a big concern. RENASCOR is amount one of the lowest cost producers, which is extremely important. And again, like as I said before, they already proved to have have validated the eco-friendly purification process throughout a leading Germany battery mineral consultant. So then obviously that's validate the product. Furthermore, they now have what they call, I've seen some people on the web talking about as a offtake agreements, but they actually don't have any offtake agreements yet. What they have is they have a prospect, 3 very strong prospects to be taken to move forwards with offtake agreements. But what are you doing now? They're validating the product, they're testing, and if it comes up positive, if it comes up a effective, then obviously they validate the quality, and then obviously most likely this memorandum of understanding will become then a bounded offtake agreement, and that's what we want to see. That's what is coming up within the next few months. If the company, if the output is up to the standards as they say, which I honestly believe that it is, but who knows what's happening behind the scenes. That's why this company is a speculative stock, and that's why you really need to make sure you understand the risks involving trading or investing in this particular company. Another company that is currently in a similar situation is Tauga, which the ASX code is TGA. This is also a company that we have been trading in the past, but it still needs to have its product validated by their offtake agreements. And then, by the off-takers prospect. And then we need to have confirmation released in the market that those memorandum of understanding has become an off-take agreement. That's why it's important. Now, they also have the final environmental and regulatory approvals in the first half of 2022. So once that come up, obviously that will move the stock price as well. And then, as I just mentioned before, but in an easy way to describe, execution of binding credit approved, term sheet in the final investment decision. So they haven't done the decision yet, whether they're going to produce, they're going to actually build a production plant. Although I've seen an interview with the CEO of the company claim they aim to start producing as quick as possible. We're still talking about most likely 24 months from this decision. Building a graphite plant is not that simple. Now, provided the macroeconomics for graphite, demand for battery materials like lithium and graphite remains strong over the next 24 months, most likely we will see this stock outperforming as well. Now, let's jump into the technical analysis now. Now, if you have invested into this stock 52 weeks ago, pretty much a year ago, so you're going to be 88% higher than the entry price. So you would be cutting a really good profit at moment. However, as you can see, we had some few events here, actually 3 events that you could even make like 300% out of a trade. And then we had a pullback of 39%. And then again, we had another jump on the stock price of almost 100%, 91%. And now, obviously, we have this consolidation phase, and then the stock, the whole sector has fallen today. But one thing I have identified is that the volume has remarkably decreased. We have this sort of a triangulation formation here, and this triangulation formation means that the market is indecisive about the next movement. But normally, when we have a triangulation in a bullish formation, we most likely will see a breakout towards the upside. But again, this classic technical analysis normally works for a blue chip stocks or medium caps. This stock again has a very relatively low liquidity and very low volume as well. And then you gotta be mindful that the risk is quite high by trading this stock. But again, like a lot of people want to make money quickly, and I keep repeating myself, it's not about making money quickly, but it is about to make consistent trades, and then you accrue them and then make some solid capital gains over at the end of the year. Now, for us, we have a buying area here under the SMA anything at SMA or under, and if you don't know what SMA means, is a simple moving average. Simple moving average, guys. The red line, indicated as a red line here. So what we want to do is we always want to buy when the SP, when the candle, when the stock price is trading under this red line, because then you, first of all, you are not longer FOMO into a position, okay? But obviously understanding the fundamentals and the growth prospect of the company is critical, because you don't want to apply this for a company that is not growing or has no prospect to growth whatsoever, which is not this case. Now, again, another thing I want to just highlight here is that if you, again, it is not a financial advice, but if you're already into another graphite speculative stock like Tauga, I just want to say that this plays very similar speculative role, and then is also risky, and then would diversify in different materials. And then obviously for us, the most favorite material is lithium, because lithium is extremely scarce, whereas because the production is low at the moment. There's abundance of lithium in the planet, but at the moment not enough supply. And whereas graphite is not as much, but it still is scarce, but not as much as lithium. Now look at this triangle formation. And we most likely will see when we have this triangle formation and the stock correcting itself. As you can see now, we have almost 30% low from the all-time high, and then a lower volume on the downside that indicates that the downside is it could reverse, and then we could see some potential upside after that. Guys, this was my analysis for RENASCOR Resources. Interesting company to speculative trade, and it's not an investment grade at all for us, but it could be an interesting speculative trade if the company delivers every step towards the production. We definitely could see the stock jumping quite a lot. Another thing is there's not many shares in the market compared to other players, so that also could help with the stock price outperforming the benchmark. Guys, thank you for watching. This is a slightly longer video. My the full analysis link will be available on our Facebook group, Buy, Grow, Sell Strategy for Share Traders. Hope you guys, if you're not a member yet, it's free, so become a member, and then you can enter into discussion with us about specific stocks, and obviously learn a little bit the way we trade, and then obviously challenge the macroeconomic, the current situation, so we can make better decisions together as well. Guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next analysis. The whole idea when we designed BG Trading BGS20 strategy was to use only a set number of indicators to make it simple and clear to understand, and to be able to apply our KPIs very easily and very effectively. So you don't have to be any Wall Street smart person to be able to apply those strategies. We really hope this course will help you to make better decisions and make successful trades. See you in the course.